Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Chris. Chris is from Idaho in the USA. So let's see what Chris has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Chris, how are you?
Good, William. How you doing, boss?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Sure.
So tell me, how's your morning going so far?
Not too bad so far. I just kind of woke up to some rain now, which is annoying, but it's better weather than I guess snow.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
Oh, more of a day person for sure.
Always been?
Yeah, yep. Not much of a night guy.
Do you have like a daily routine in the morning when you wake up or not, really?
Oh, I mean, I'm not anything other than what most people do. Just brush your teeth, let the dogs out, take a
Uh-huh.
shower, that kind of thing.
So tell me, where are you from, Chris?
I'm originally from like northeast Idaho, uh, right on the Montana border.
Born and raised?
Born and raised, yeah.
So tell me something interesting about, your hometown, something that stands out in the state of Idaho.
Oh man, I mean, up there it's like the hometown, kind of where we grew up was there's another town called Harrison, where I went to school, and that was originally supposed to be the capital of Idaho, but it had some giant fire in the late 1800s or something like that. I can't remember. But now it's only like a town of like 300 people. So
It's quite small.
pretty, yeah, pretty opposite, pretty quick, right?
And what do you do for work, for living, Chris?
I'm an engineer. Went to college to do mechanical engineering and do like, for larger like commercial construction, sky rises, those kinds of things.
Wow. So walk me through a little bit more about your profession.
Ooh, um, I don't know. A lot of people see, construction as like the hammer swinging thing or whatever else. I'm on the upper end of that. It's the logistics. The scheduling, getting people there, getting the structural engineers and talking to the architects and making everybody kind of align there. Getting everybody organized, right? And then so everybody, like, when they ask me about it, I'm like, okay, just take a look at a wall. That wall looks easy to you maybe, or you don't really think about it or whatever else, but that wall took 7 different subcontractors, and years of planning before any of these walls could have happened. So
Amazing. Right. So during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey so far. Okay.
sure.
Chris, before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Oh, pretty much everybody knows everything about me now, right? Yeah, so I was in the military for a long time. Did 4 tours in Iraq. Uh, I mean, most people know that about me, but um, I mean, it might be too early in the morning to think of anything super interesting.
Oh, wow. So you spent some time in the military as well. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Uh,
Amazing. Okay. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
sure.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. The fun questions, okay? So I'm just gonna
Okay.
play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Good. Mhm.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Good.
Right, Chris, first question for you is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
Oh, most of the thing I've ever done is, watch my friends die in front of me at the war.
Wow. Can you
Mhm.
talk about it? Are you okay to talk about it?
Oh, I mean, Yeah, I think we'll pass on that, but that was,
Yeah.
something that I always think about.
That was the time when you were in the military.
Yep.
I see. All right. And tell me, how long were you there during your journey in the military?
I did 4 tours all told, so a little over 2 years, about two
How,
and a half.
wow. How old are you when you went there?
I was 19 for my first tour.
Oh,
Well,
wow. Amazing. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, what gives you butterflies?
oh man, unconditional love, right?
Ooh,
It's just seeing that stuff, even on like TV or just walking around somewhere. Sometimes you'll see like a parrot and a child or anything else, and you can just see that, right? That's yeah, that'll do it.
do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
I think so. I mean, I think there's in love, and I think there's like I love you. Absolutely.
I see. And tell me, do you think love is a choice or it just happened the right time?
I believe that timing has a lot to do with certain types and certain relationships, and it can be everything or it can be nothing, at the same
Wow,
time. So,
amazing. Next question. Let's do it. For the next question, of course, it's visible, your tattoos. Yeah, I can see a few tattoos over your
yeah,
body. Tell me three
yeah.
questions. Which one is the very first one you ever had? The second
Uh,
question is, tell me the latest one and
okay,
also the most meaningful one.
okay. So the first tattoo I ever had is on my back. It's a cross. Actually, there's a where I got shot, so you can see like the scar from it there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then what was the other question? Most meaningful or
The most meaningful and the latest one.
most meaningful one is this one right here. You can see it says J Rod. That was my friend Jared Schilling, who's also in here. And then latest one is right here behind my ear.
Wow. And are you planning for the another one soon?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, always, it's I got plenty of canvas left somewhere, right?
What's saying here in your chest? This word in your chest, I cannot see properly.
Oh, was it say here?
Yeah,
Oh, it says Valhalla. It's Odin's, temple for warriors' paradise kind of thing. So if you die in battle, you go to Valhalla. And, that
I,
was like it's a military thing. So
I see. All right. Next question is, what bores you?
bores me. Um, Lectures are boring. Oh, I like to move a lot. Like I like to just move around, be something, do something, right? And it's so if sitting still bores me.
I see. When you think about yourself, yeah, when you analyze yourself, what's the best part of being Chris? What do you like the most about being you?
What about being me?
Yeah, what do you like the most about?
Um, I think just being positive, having a good outlook on things, and then the thing that I like about myself is I've kind of built myself into being somebody that's not going to be. I'm always safe. You know what I mean? I boxed my whole life. I fought MMA my whole life. It's not only a physical safety thing, but it's also kind of cultivated, as the years come along into like a mental safety, emotional safety, where there's nothing that I haven't really been through. And so um, knowing that I came out on the other side better than I went in kind of gives this all around, you know, safety aspect.
Um, regarding your TikTok videos, you share a lot of positivity over there. Tell me the meaning behind. What's the idea behind your videos on TikTok?
So like man, social media, like I didn't even have it. Like I guess it's been a little over a year now, maybe a year and a month. And so, when I went into it, there's, you see like a lot of the fake people, a lot of everything else. And so when, things got, semi-popular or whatever, for me, it was, I really wanted to, kind of call a genre of, like just positivity and just people, none of the trolling crap, none of the shaming stuff, no, nothing, just hey, everybody's here to, you know, network to, I would say like, hey, if all you can do one day is just smile at somebody, just do that, make somebody's day a little brighter, shine the light on somebody else.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it.
Sure.
What's the most frequent question that people ask you on TikTok?
How tall am I?
And how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
Wow. Chris, tell me what's the best part of being an engineer? What do you like the most about it?
Ooh, oh, my favorite part about what I do is you always see something getting done. Like you can leave, you can go there in the morning, to like a job site or to the anywhere, and you physically see progress, all the time. Constant progress, whether that's like in a team that you're building, or whether that's on a plant that you're doing, or a physical building itself. You're always seeing some sort of evolution of progress.
Wow. And the flip side, what do you find most challenging?
Most challenging aspect of my job, honestly, is personality conflicts with other individuals. Not generally, usually between me and another individual. It's generally between two different trade groups that that it's some people ask me like, how would you explain your job to a 5-year-old? I'm like, well, I'm an adult babysitter. Like I'm teaching, I'm making grown men not act like babies. And so that takes some cultivation and some hard work. And a lot of sometimes you just gotta just kind of suck it up and be like, okay, I gotta be, I can't just put my foot down and say, hey guys, get to it. It's more than that. You have to kind of trick people sometimes into doing what they're supposed to do, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
All right. Next question is, okay, this is my favorite question of the Magic Box and came up to you. Right.
Okay.
Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for. Just the person who is watching right now will know that this message you're gonna say is for this person.
Maybe we'll see you in Thailand.
Okay. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Have you been to Thailand before, or would it be the first time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, cool. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question.
All right.
Hey, Chris, next question is, what motivates you the most in life?
What's up, buddy?
What motivates you the most in life?
Two things. One thing is people telling me I can't do something, and the second one is money.
Oh. So tell me about your connection with money. Why do you think the biggest motivation about money?
It's just I grew up I grew up in a trailer park. I grew up with nothing. I grew up with a single mom that worked, did her best. She had minimum wage, and then she had 2-3 jobs at a time, and it was just never, she just always needed more, wanted more. And I watched her struggle a lot. And so it was the large reason I haven't had kids yet, is because I kind of waited for my career and everything to be comfortable, so they like when I have kids, they're comfortable. They're not comfortable in a way like spoiled. I'm not saying like I need millions, but I just need steady revenue stream and a way to make sure that everyone's getting what they need and succeeding.
You believe that money can bring happiness?
I believe it can, but I don't believe that it does all the time. I believe that what money can do in certain aspects brings happiness, but not true happiness. I believe you get a not to mistake instant gratification for true happiness, right? It brings a sense of security, in a way, but no one can take anything from you that you don't give them. So that's the same way in with money or anything else. It can't bring you something that you're not willing to receive.
I see. Oh. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Chris, before the next question, as you mentioned about being the military, yeah. So tell me, when you think about your journey there, what's the highlight? Something that you're never gonna forget, something positive, like a lesson learned, something that you're always
Sure.
gonna bring close to your heart. And the other part of the question is,
Mhm.
what's the biggest lesson you've learned through your journey there?
So something that always brings me, that smile and everything else is just thinking about the boy, thinking about like the camaraderie that we all had, especially during like, you know, during the downtime, when everybody's just absolutely bored as heck, there's nothing to do. We're in the middle of nowhere, and the kind of ingenuity and like, creativity the guys come up with, just in terms of games or in terms of just practical jokes, or you name it. It's just it's funny, to watch everybody kind of not only pull together when adversity is going on, but also pull together and be there when you know there's nothing going on. And that's it's just that family aspect. Really, really love that. That's what I think about a lot. Thinking about a table built out of tires and uh gosh, just whatever was laying around, just with a blanket thrown over it so we could play poker, for 2 days straight, drinking Monster Energy drinks and just talking trash to each other. It's just that's you do what you got to sometimes. And what I'll always take away, the lessons learned, and the most valuable thing that the military taught me, honestly, I arrived at very quickly in boot camp, actually, early stages, was I came from a very small town, and you just see, in high school, when you transfer straight from high school to the real world, you don't always get the same sort of culture shock as you would in the military, because that's everybody you can think of. And I remember, I was always a, super nice, super kind human being in high school. However, I was cliquey a little bit. I did want to only hang out with just, the people that I would hang out with. And what I realized really quickly, and what I'll always take away, and what gave me the biggest blessing, was that you have every walk of life in one room.
Wow.
Every walk of life, every religion, everything you could think of, and the counting on them to have your back, your life, put your life in their hands was, it was a little tricky at first. And then you realize, you know, all these people, all these things. It's like I felt so much guilt at the end of boot camp, realizing that I could have experienced and learned so much from all these different people that I didn't, necessarily have an open mind towards, or didn't, I didn't feel were in my group or whatever else. And that changed me forever. That made me really open my mind and realize, like, what, what is this? Why do people do that? Why do people close their mind up? Why do when you're anyways, that's my biggest takeaway.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, what did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
Most challenging part of what, boss?
Of being a kid, being a child.
Ooh. Well, some good answers, some bad, but for the most part, I grew up really rough. I was up in 4 in the morning, limbing my stepdad's logs. He was a logger. Catching the school bus at 8. I worked hard. And then I commercial fished. He was a commercial fisherman during the summer, so that's all I did was work. Not only that, but it was safety always kind of has been prevalent in this conversation, correct? So then, when I was a kid, the hardest part was I wasn't safe. I watched my mom not be safe. I watched me not be safe, and I think that was part of the reason that cultivated me into who I am now. Where nobody's going to touch me. Nobody's going to touch the people I love. It's and that was part of the reason I joined the Marines. Is I read a book, that said basically, it's Patriot Games. It said, nobody messes with Marines. Nobody can kick a Marine spot, those kinds of things. And I remember just going, yeah, all right, So,
Wow.
yeah.
Is your mom the closest person in your life for you?
Closest person?
In your
Oh
life?
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's my best friend. Yeah. My mom and
Wow.
my sisters. Yeah.
Wow. Let's see now. Your mom is watching this interview right now, and you have a moment and send her
Uh-huh.
a message. What would you say? She's watching now.
You did it. I turned out okay.
Oh, that's sweet. Very
Yeah.
sweet. Oh,
Mm.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. As I can see, you get a bit emotional, talking about your
Mm.
mom. I can see. And um, I'm going to ask a question to you based, of course, as I can see here, a handsome man, full of tattoos, very tall, and now
Yeah.
and now getting a bit emotional, talking about your mom. Tell me when, when of course you're on social media and people, of course they sometimes see us and they misunderstand, or sometimes they judge the
Sure.
book by its covers. For you,
Yeah.
based on your
Sure.
experience, what people, when they approach you, when they see you, what's something that they get right and something that get completely wrong about yourself?
What they get so wrong, is that a lot of people look at me and they go, "He's not intelligent. He doesn't know. He doesn't. He does meathead math. Like only can add in like 45-pound increments. I've heard that before, or whatever else. And they, it's great. I laugh now. I used to take it. I used to be offended by it a little bit. And have to prove them right, wrong, or whatever. But now I just don't have anything to prove to anybody. So it's a nice, peaceful mindset or like place to be in my life. What they get right is so many people. William, every day somebody walks up to me and basically just shares their life story. I don't know what it is about me. Like a lot of people say I'm very welcoming or very like, they look at me and it's like either feeling safety or like welcoming, whatever. And somebody just walks up and it's great. I love it. I sit and listen to the whole thing and they, will turn around at one point and act like like be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I was just taking your time. I'm like, my time's yours, man. Just sit down. Like, let's talk. If you needed somebody to talk to, I'm here. It's that's what the thing they get right generally.
I think about your eyes.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what people. Maybe it's like a moth to a flame. But
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, when have you been the most happy?
most happy times of my life. Oh, I mean, I can't say anything outside of you know. Childhood hasn't been nothing but happy. I mean, there's always hard times. There's always other things, but there's another thing that I also say on the TikToks too is like, I don't complain. I won't. There's, I have, friends that aren't here anymore to complain. I'm just grateful and blessed every day that I'm here to say anything. Um, the hardest times have made the best times. You find yourself through adversity. Iron sharpens iron. I want to be around good people. I want to be around smart people. You are who you surround yourself with. So in that faction, I can't say that I've had, that one time is greater than the next because the best times are always coming. They're always tomorrow. They're always today. It's whatever you put your mind to.
Amazing. Ready for the last question?
Uh-huh. Let's go.
Do it. Last question.
Let's go.
Right. So before the last question, people watch the interview right now. They would like to, they want to have, let's see, the opportunity to go to start a career in the military. What would be your best piece of advice for those people?
That are going to the military.
Yeah.
Best piece of advice. Um, best piece of advice if you're going into the military, if you're going anywhere else, is just keep that open mind, right? Listen and but also don't be afraid to challenge. orders. Okay. You might be in trouble a little bit, but use that tactful way of speaking, a way of delivery to, to point out that you may see something that they don't, and they're going to respect that. A lot of people think going in the military, you're just like a robot. And that's not true. I was promoted to sergeant in 1 year and 8 months from signing the paperwork. I was challenging people. I was saying, hey, ain't right, or hey, have we thought of this? I have a different life experience than you do. Let's, combine those two instead of working apart. Let's work together. So finding a way through that is difficult. That and a lot of pillowcases. Always pillowcases are key, man. Like, it's like they're for everything, right? Like you never sweat more in your life than you have out there. So,
Wow.
you can't wash stuff all the time. So you know what? But you can change your pillowcase. You don't get a shower every day, but you can change your pillowcase. Sleep is right. That and like if you're in the desert too or anywhere else, and some little tricks that we learn is you soak a pillowcase in water and throw your water bottles in that and then tie it off to a humvee and drive it along. It cools the water down. So again,
Oh, good one.
pillowcases are key, right?
That's a good one.
So
There is a
yeah.
free overtime there. There is something that when you were there, you're like, oh my God, I never thought I would see this here. I would learn. There was something that surprised you when you were there?
Yeah, completely. So overseas, like what surprised me the most was really learning about the culture too. Was that the Iraqi people, they weren't there to hurt us. Anything else, there's such a beautiful culture of like giving and taking care of your elders and just love and respect. You know what I mean? And the way people when people ask me about it too, it's I try to think of ways that I can explain it, but using what their perception would be. And it's kind of like the Wild West, where there's it's more of an Indian tribe. There's the sheik or the chief, and he decides what's happening inside that tribe, and that's everything. So it's just it's complex, and there's so many different intricacies of the culture that people aren't seeing that are so friggin' beautiful. All they think is all that fake news crap or their tough guy stuff. Like, oh man, it's beautiful. It's hard to see beautiful people struggling no matter where it is.
Amazing. Last question is,
That's
what the scary thing that happened to you?
scariest thing that's happened to me. I mean, shoot, buddy, every day, right? But scariest thing, uh, something that I just remember thinking of my mom during. Okay, and it's kind of a little bit lewd, but anyways, when a mortar hits, like it's indirect fire, the mortar hits the shrapnel sprays up like in a cone. Okay, and so I'm I'm like in a pair of short shorts, like running shorts or whatever. I walk out to, this is in Ramadi, Iraq in 2006. I walk across from our Hardin building where our COC, all that stuff is, to the Porta Johns. And as I sit down on the Porta Johns, a mortar hits maybe, oh gosh, I don't know, 5 yards from me. And the
Wow.
percussion obviously, gives you like kind of like makes you see stars a little bit. Like the percussion from an explosive, it's insane. Like you can see like in gravel, if it's a gravel road or anything else, you can see like the ripples out, like throwing a rock in the water. And
Wow.
I'm sitting there and I hear this and my, eyes go kind of black, and the lid blows off the porta john. There's shrapnel probably 5, 6 feet above my head, rips the top off. And I'm just like, during that starry moment, I'm thinking, please, God, don't tell my mom I died on the toilet. That's all I can think of. So a little funny, but a little scary, at the same time. But just remember nothing besides that moment. I was just like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. But I mean, there's terror in every turn, right? So there's no such thing as the scariest moment. That moment that stood out to me of like when you sign up, when you go to war, you think you're gonna die, in some glorious way, especially when you're young and dumb, right? Or not dumb, whatever. Yeah. And then sitting there on the porta john and having the lid blown off, and you're like, "This is it," Come on.
Oh, wow. All right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
What's it?
Let's start
Okay.
with money,
Okay. Green.
fear,
Uh, monster.
really?
Yeah. Did
One
you say
word for,
fear?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, monster, man.
One word for love,
What's that?
love,
Heart.
life,
Hard.
family.
Beautiful.
One word for sex.
Here for it.
Oh, you are inviting people now, yeah?
Yeah.
Religion,
Christian.
politics,
Stupid.
friendship,
Warmth.
desire,
Passion.
regret.
I was just gonna say, don't really have any.
Okay, okay.
No.
Success,
Perception.
wish.
3.
Can you share or not?
3 wishes. I don't know. I've thought about these before, and,
Okay.
and they're just like, I think it'd be too long.
Okay.
Maybe another time.
Happiness.
Smile.
One word for Idaho.
Potato.
Potato.
Everybody in the States, Idaho is like the potato state. Like our biggest export is potatoes. So, like,
Oh,
I was in
wow.
Hawaii. Yeah, I was in Hawaii once, and this guy walks up to me, and we're talking. He's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Idaho," and I believe he was from either Japan or China or something. He's like, "Idaho? Oh, you don't look like a potato." I'm like,
I love it. One word for USA.
USA pride. Yeah.
One word for military.
Brave.
And the last one now, engineer, one word.
Math.
Wow, yes, for sure.
There you go.
Right, let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Chris in one positive word and one negative word only. What she would say?
Negative word, she'd say, oh man. Well, I mean, she's just always telling me to think before I do things. So, but her positive word would be compassionate.
I see. Okay. Let's play now, Chris, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But hey, Chris, you can ask me a question now.
All right, brother. What is your definition of true happiness?
Oh, wow, good question. You know what, Chris? For me, happiness, it's about when you can be your truly self. I think when you get to the moment in your life when you, as you said before, when you don't care what people think, what people, think about you, how the way they judge you. I think when you get to this point, I think it's such a true, a genuine feeling of happiness because you're gonna just focus in your life. You're gonna be your truly self. You're gonna go after whatever you feel like is right for you. And I think this feeling, when you take this from your shoulders, this heaviness thing of thinking about people, what they think, what they judge, this and that, society, all of that. I think when you learn naturally, when you take out of your shoulders and you understand that it's about, you live your life the way you think is the best for you. I think that's for me, the truly meaning happiness, because you're going to feel the best of yourself, for sure.
Sure. So you would say, when you learn to stop taking things personal, that you're actually beginning to live?
I believe that. I think when you start to follow whatever it meant to be for you, as long as you're not hurting people or hurting yourself, or I think being happy, it's about express the way you are, because I know so many people, they live trapped for any reason, you know, besides their sexuality or religion. It could be anything. There are so many people out there that they cannot express their true self for different reasons. And I think when you can step out of this, you know, this place, it's a great feeling of being happy. Yeah.
And what do you think is the number one reason that people don't feel like they can express themselves, like related to like an emotion? Would it be fear? Would it be, what do you think?
I think it's because they, you know, the way you've been raised in our society is in a way that, you know, you need to follow some rules, or some rules that are, you know, invented by, you know, society or whatever. And sometimes people, they don't feel brave enough for some reason, that's not to face it, or it could be because of the religion, because of a lot of things involved. So I think people, they have a fear of not, you know, not to hurt other people as well, you know. So different people, they're just for different reasons. But I think nowadays people, they are more understanding. I think social media nowadays is so, the positive side of it is about, like, you people bringing positivity and, you know, you know, explaining things about life. And I think people, they feel more encouraged to, you know, to be themselves. And I think it's about open people's minds in a way as well. You know what I mean? So I think when people, they're vulnerable, you know what I mean, somehow, like, you know, talking to you, you know, as I mentioned before, you come across as this, you know, masculine guy, and, you know, full of this, you know, this thing, and suddenly you get emotional. And I think people watching this interview, they might go like, you know what, you know, this, if he can cry, if he can get emotional, why I cannot? Do you know what I mean? So that's something how I believe. So yeah, that's the answer to your question.
That's something that's important for me to say to people too, is like, once you don't have anything to prove to anybody anymore, once you're secure with yourself, like I tell people a lot, like, hey, no one else can love you until you love yourself. So whatever that takes, whatever time that takes, whatever journey that puts you on, love yourself first, man. Because I tell you what, like, you know, I'll cry at a movie. I don't care. You know, I have nothing to prove to anybody in front of my friends, you know, whatever. Like, it's Chris. He's gonna, you know, like you know, go ahead and make fun of me. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Like that's cool. I don't mind. Yeah, once you love yourself, man, you can do so much more good in the world too, right? Like just being able to really talk to people, like words, you know, like I heard my whole life, like, hey, you have to, you know, you don't have to, don't care what other people think. Don't care, you know, do this, do that, you know, from certain, you know, different walks and genres of life, until I really realized what that meant, you know, to me, you know, you know, I didn't understand it. You know, I always said I did, but I didn't, right? So
amazing. Chris, did you enjoy the interview?
you too, Wayne.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being so kind and so open as well.
Of course.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I mean, that's it. You know, just love yourself. End of the day, love you for you, and forgive yourself. You know, you're worth it.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thanks so much again. Thanks so much. Enjoy your
Right.
day and keep in touch. Okay, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Well,
Okay?
thanks, Wayne.
Take care. Bye.
Love.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.